Rising to fame at an early age, Shiloh Jolie-Pitt handled the pressures of being part of a famous family with poise and confidence. At 17 years old, though, Shiloh's tale takes an unexpected turn. The $300 million bequest from her father, Brad Pitt, has mysteriously disappeared. Everybody is trying to make sense of this shocking revelation. How did this surprising turn of events come to pass? Whose choice was it, Shiloh? Do you suspect that under the surface there is a hidden family drama? Come with us as we investigate this startling revelation and the speculation surrounding Brad Pitt's daughter. From the moment of her birth, Shiloh Jolie-Pitt enchanted everyone. She came into this world in Swakopmund, Namibia on May 27, 2000. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, two famous Hollywood actors, welcomed their first biological child, a daughter, when she was born. Everyone was waiting with bated breath for Shiloh's birth because of her famous parents. Journalists often use the term Brangelina to describe Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, one of the most stunning and influential couples in Hollywood. Meeting on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith in 2004 catapulted them to stardom. Maddox was adopted from Cambodia and Zahara from Ethiopia. They had two more children when Shiloh was born. The birthplace of Shiloh was chosen for its abundance of natural beauty, the secluded and picturesque Namibia. Angelina Jolie felt a deep connection to Africa after spending so much time there doing humanitarian work. The couple wanted to have Shiloh in Namibia for a number of reasons, one of which was to avoid the scrutiny of American media. The official joy and pride felt by the people of Namibia upon Shiloh's birth made headlines. In accordance with the laws of Namibia, Shiloh's parents could be able to apply for her citizenship. The iconic New York City Wax Museum, Madame Tussauds, immortalized Shiloh's likeness when she was only 2 months old, so she was famous even at a young age. She was carried in by her overjoyed parents, who stood guard over her crib in the wax sculpture. She clearly entered this world under very unusual circumstances. The formative years of Shiloh were influenced by both domestic prosperity and her exposure to the outside world. The famous parents, who were also big advocates for humanitarian causes, exposed her to many cultures and ways of life at a young age. In spite of her famous parents, they did their best to have a regular childhood for her. The lives of Shiloh's biological and adopted siblings were both filled with richness. Zahara and Maddox were her biological siblings. 3 more were added later: Pax Thien, an adoptee from Vietnam, and the Marchline twins, Knox, Leon, and Vivian. Because the Jolie-Pitt family traveled so much for work and humanitarian missions, Shiloh and her siblings had an incredible upbringing full of cultural immersion and volunteerism. How did her environment impact her formative years? How is she managing now that her parents have divorced? Be sure to stay tuned for more. In 2008, the world was introduced to a young Shiloh Jolie-Pitt as she made her Hollywood debut. Fans and insiders alike were enchanted by her baby screen debut opposite her famous father Brad Pitt in the highly praised film The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. This laid the foundation for what was to be a diverse and prosperous career in the entertainment industry. Shiloh declined the part of young Aurora in her mother's film Maleficent, even though she was offered the part. She no longer wanted to be linked to her parents' fame in the film industry. The idea of playing Aurora made Shiloh laugh, and she instead declared her preference for playing a horned monster. This paved the way for Vivian, Shiloh's sister, to star as Shuai Shuai in the 2016 animated mega-hit Kung Fu Panda 3. No one could have suspected that Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie were trying to discourage or idealize their children's careers in film. Shiloh would grant Jolie's wish and experience life beyond the stage. Following in her famous mother's footsteps, Shiloh has emerged as a style icon in her own right. It was on full show at the 21st London premiere of Eternals, when she wore a printed black and white Dior outfit that looked eerily like Angelina Jolie. The actress has openly supported Shiloh's clothing choices, demonstrating her support for children's self-expression and the development of individual style. Angelina Jolie's film premieres like Unbroken and Maleficent now frequently include Shiloh. who often acts as if she were a guest of honor. But there is more to Shiloh than meets the eye. She and her parents have been on some seriously meaningful adventures. Brangelina has always shared moving stories about the impact of their travels on their family, which have taken them all over the world from Cambodia to Ethiopia. Along with them, she traveled to a Jordanian refugee camp in 2018 to lend a helping hand to individuals in need and demonstrate compassion. Shiloh is clearly very compassionate and wants to make a positive impact. She isn't just posing for pictures. She's really taking part in these humanitarian events, interacting with people from all walks of life. As a result of her recent discovery of a love for dancing, Jolie-Pitt has become an internet sensation. On accounts dedicated to her incredible abilities, videos of Shiloh dancing and twirling to smash hits like "About Damn Time" by Lizzo and "Shiver" by Ed Sheeran have gotten enormous views and shares. Brad Pitt has acknowledged his enjoyment of dancing, despite his apparent lack of skill, highlighting the growing importance of the art form in his life. Over 10,500 people have subscribed to an unofficial YouTube channel called Jolie-Pitt Dance, which features captivating performances recorded at the prestigious Millennium Dance Complex in Los Angeles. As she fearlessly showcases a range of dance styles, Shiloh confidently grabs the spotlight. She expertly transitions between Bruno Mars's and Dua Lipa's sensual pop and the enticing rhythms of Rihanna's music videos. Even Christina Aguilera's iconic routines are part of her repertoire. There are hints of Shiloh's own style and interpretation in her dance vocabulary, so it's clear that she isn't just following trends when she performs. Her newfound creativity goes beyond just mimicking choreography. She gives her performances a little extra something by adding unexpected flourishes or small changes, which makes her seem like she has an untapped creative reservoir. The instructors at Millennium Dance Complex, a first-rate dance studio, have Shiloh's deepest gratitude. These professionals, who have molded the careers of countless dance stars, undoubtedly take note of Shiloh's inherent talent and dedication. Their guidance and expertise are undoubtedly propelling her growth, enabling her to refine her approach and unveil her complete potential. A highly publicized romance began with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's Mr. and Mrs. Smith, 2004, on-screen chemistry. At the time, they were oblivious. The couple quickly became known as Brangelina due to their status as a powerful Hollywood couple possessing attractiveness, talent, and an ever-growing family. There was some tension at the beginning of their relationship since Pitt was still married to Jennifer Aniston. With Pitt and Aniston's divorce finalized, Jolie and Pitt's budding romance has a chance to blossom. They had a mixed-race family of 6 after welcoming 3 international adoptees into their home. The romance between Brad and Angelina seemed perfect for quite some time. In addition to collaborating on film projects, the Jolie-Pitts established the Jolie-Pitt Foundation to aid disadvantaged people. Together, they also traveled the world. Relationship problems first surfaced in 2016, when Jolie filed for a divorce on the grounds of irreconcilable differences. The split shocked the public and the media alike, and rumors about the couple's split's causes circulated rapidly. Claims surfaced about Pitt's anger issues and drug usage, and Jolie voiced her concern for the safety of their children. The lengthy and contentious divorce process was marked by accusations of wrongdoing on both sides. After the dust settled, it was clear that Brangelina, who had been adored before, had fallen from grace. Pitt and Jolie's public and ugly divorce severed all ties between them and damaged their reputations. The end of what seemed like an idyllic romance was devastating for the fans who had adored the couple. Both Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie have put the breakup behind them and are moving on with their lives. Reconciliation rumors have started circulating since Pitt and Aniston are friends again, while Jolie is focusing on her career and humanitarian efforts. Fans of famous couples should take note of the highs and lows experienced by Brad and Angelina Jolie's relationship. Even in relationships that seem perfect on the outside, there are often darker truths lurking beneath the surface. Our hearts go out to Brad and Angelina as they try to put the heartbreak of their relationship behind them and move forward with their lives. The high-profile 2016 divorce of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie caused significant changes to Shiloh's family life. The parents have resolved to provide a stable, supportive environment for their children and fulfill their promise to co-parent despite all the challenges. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are two of the most famous and influential actors in Hollywood. Actress Angelina Jolie is also well known for her work as a special envoy for the United Nations Refugee Agency, where she has made a significant impact on humanitarian issues. On a worldwide scale, she has been an outspoken advocate for the rights of children and refugees. The environmental protection and aid to New Orleans' recovery from Hurricane Katrina are just two examples of the many Oscars that actor and producer Brad Pitt has received for his humanitarian work. Within the ongoing legal battle, new accusations have emerged online, implying that Angelina may have convinced her children to stay away from their father. A statement from Tony Webb, proprietor of the security business, was presented by Brad's attorney during the visits. Between the years 2000 and 2020, Tony Webb was an employee of Angelina's. He is supposedly no longer employed by Angelina, but he is now working for Brad. He claims that within the custody battle between Angelina and Brad, her team tried to persuade him to shield two bodyguards from testifying. As Angelina Jolie and her ex-husband Brad Pitt continue their legal battle, the actress recently made a shocking revelation. The matter has grown even more complex due to Pitt's substantial $300 million in income, further complicating an already tumultuous relationship between the famous couple who were once friends. Jolie has filed court papers that reveal an incident that happened on a pivotal flight in 2016. She claimed that Brad grabbed her by the head, violently shook her, and even choked one of their children. Thanks to these accusations, the horrifying claims that Brad had leveled against her have finally come to light. These revelations have shone a light on the murky undercurrents in their past relationship, sending shockwaves through the public and media. The horrific events surrounding Brad allegedly pouring beer on Angelina, and even more disturbingly on their children, are included in her allegations. He allegedly poured beer on Angelina, according to her claims. The revelations made in the same episode only serve to heighten the already intense emotional and legal tension between the two Hollywood stars. In reaction to these accusations, Brad Pitt has commented on his continuous path toward self-improvement and admitted that his character is complicated and inconsistent. The audience is left to grapple with conflicting portrayals of Pitt, despite his status as a well-known actor and his central role in this horrific legal drama. The decision to change Shiloh Jolie-Pitt's surname caught many by surprise. It seems like the reasoning for this decision has already been revealed. The Hollywood starlet's daughter had the legal right to change her name when she filed the petition on May 30th, 3 days after turning 18. There have been rumors circulating that Shiloh's parents' ongoing custody battle may have had a role in her decision. Shiloh Jolie-Pitt was unable to testify regarding the events that led to the split between her relationships with Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt because of legal proceedings that she is now purportedly attributing to her father. On May 30th, Shiloh petitioned a Los Angeles court to change her name. If the petition is approved, her birth certificate will no longer include the name Pitt, as reported by The Blast. Jolie asked to have the name changed from Shiloh Nouvelle Jolie-Pitt to Shiloh Nouvelle Jolie for their third oldest child. There is no longer any romantic involvement between Jolie and Pitt. Apparently eager to get it done, Shiloh hired her own attorney and turned in the paperwork 3 days after turning 18. At first, the motivation behind Shiloh's surprising decision to change her last name remained a mystery. However, now, according to a credible source, the change is linked to her ongoing custody battle with her parents. Angelina Jolie petitioned the court to let Shiloh and her siblings testify, but the judge rejected their request. The young actress seems to be shifting the blame onto her father for the decision. The source told the Daily Mail that Shiloh believes her victim rights were violated during the custody battle, which is linked to the name change. Furthermore, it was stated that Shiloh was prevented from testifying as a victim of a crime, despite her belief in her right to do so. As Jolie and Pitt made their way back from a 2-week vacation with their 6 children, Vivian, Pax, Maddox, Zahara, Shiloh, and Knox, one of the incidents that led to their split happened on a private plane. The couple and their children were returning home when the incident happened. It is said that Pitt swore at Jolie and punched her in the face during a violent argument that occurred on their trip together. Although heavily redacted, this information was disclosed in an FBI report. According to reports, the 6 children, who were still young when the incident occurred, started crying because the situation was so intense. This happened right in the middle of the action. There were rumors that Pitt got a scratch on his body and that Jolie hurt her elbow and back. All parties involved reached the decision not to press criminal charges after considering various undisclosed factors. Shortly after turning 18, Pitt was unhappy with the decision to change her name from Shiloh. We learned from a reliable source that Brad was devastated by this decision. For him, the name change symbolized a deeper divide that had been growing for a long time, and not merely a simple change of name. A second insider said that Pitt's distant relationship with his kids stems from things that happened long ago. However, he is still keen to establish a bond with them. He is still not ready to give up on them just yet, but it's making him sad that they're bringing his reputation down with them. The Hollywood actor is reportedly trying to hide his emotions from the public eye in the wake of the controversy surrounding the removal of his name. Conversely, he is struggling mightily to accept the reality that his children have left him entirely in his own home. While most of Pitt's children have publicly stated their support for their mother, it appears that a small number of them have openly rejected his name. The claim was made that Zahara Marley Jolie, Shiloh's older sister, formally introduced herself as such at a sorority entrance ceremony at Spelman College on November 23rd. In May, Vivian, the youngest child of the former spouse, boldly removed Pitt's name from the credit of the Broadway musical The Outsiders. The children of Pitt have had a hard time connecting with and forgiving Brad since the divorce, according to an insider. The children have been lovingly and diligently raised by their mother, who serves as the head of the family. The disclosure of this information was made in relation to the worsening of Pitt's relationship with his children. It was hard for them to watch him fight alongside her after Brad had left. A multitude of influences, such as her privileged background, her early travels, and the influence of her parents' careers and humanitarian work, have shaped Shiloh Jolie-Pitt's formative years. From her birth in Namibia all the way through her childhood, when she was surrounded by brothers and parents who were very active in the entertainment industry and humanitarian projects, Shiloh has been steadily rising to the public eye. She was able to show her early impact in challenging traditional, and the public is curious about her choices regarding her own expression. As she grows older, Shiloh Jolie-Pitt will most certainly look to her parents for guidance, drawing on a wide range of experiences and values. The story of Shiloh mirrors not just the inner workings of a famous family, but also the age-old struggles of self-discovery, familial loyalty, and finding one's place in the world in an increasingly scrutinized culture. The tale of Shiloh essentially mirrors all of these commonalities. For tuning in, I am grateful. Right now, you're seeing a link on your screen that will take you to another entertaining video. Until we meet again, farewell.